How much trouble's Galthie in, do you think?
I'd say he's in trouble. I really would. I think there were lots of people's tips for the tournament. Many people saying they were going to win the Slam. There's going to be the bounce back from their disappointment, and it's hung over them. It feels as though, not saying it's unravelled, but it feels like it's unravelling. And I think when France have been at their best under Galthié, and particularly 22, they played with a huge confidence and a belief, and yes, there was a good bit of off the cuff, but it felt as though there was some form of structure. I think they're a team that looks low on confidence. They really do. Like Jalibert obviously went off injured, but there's a tentativeness to them. My player of the tournament at the start, Dante, has been invisible. Obviously got himself a red card. He's got, previous to that, he got a yellow card against Leicester in the Champions Cup earlier on in the year for a high, going in high like that as well. It's not like you just can't run in at speed into a collision like that anymore. And yeah, I'm surprised that these stayed with the tried and tested. I was sure that there was going to be an integration of some of these younger players that are emerging from the 20s and plug them in. A bit akin to what Ireland have done. You don't have to have wholesale changes, but to go with the same backline pretty much that competed in the World Cup, when you've got other guys starting to put their hand up, particularly this guy, Deporter, this 13 for France, or for Bordeaux, really good player, big, long, rangy guy. And it was part of the training squad. I was really surprised that after the first game, in particular, that they wouldn't go, okay, this guy's one for the future. Ficou is off the boil. Bielbieri obviously was injured, and maybe the one shining light, Pinot, like unrecognisable compared to his Bordeaux form.
It's hard to believe.
It really is. Yeah. It really is. And obviously you're going to be missing Ntamack and Dupont for sure, but it can't be just that. It does feel as though there's something awry, and I'm sure he must be nervous, because we're all talking about it. I'm sure over there, I haven't seen any of the French reports, but they must be saying that he's under serious pressure, because now it's funny, being at the game with Jamie Roberts, all of a sudden he's like, Wales can beat these.
Yeah.
And they can.
Well, they lost to Ireland. Scotland really should have beaten them, and Italy could very easily have beaten them. They could be sitting 0 for 3 very easily. And
they obviously have to go to Cardiff. The last game is England down in, is it Lyon? They could. Well, England have been disappointing, so maybe there'll be a reaction down in Lyon. But I would be concerned for Galthié. They just, because they're such great athletes. I think it's a great frustration of everyone's, that if you did put a Joe Schmidt, or if you did put an Andy Farrell in there, just gave a little bit of shape and a little bit of detail to what they're doing on top, layered with their talent and quality and X factor and ability to play off the cuff. If you pulled all that together, you've got a superstar team. They actually look a little bit unfit as well. Whether the hangover from the World Cup has been psychological, and all the effort that it takes to get yourself in prime condition for that, and sometimes the foot comes off the pedal in the year after that, particularly if there's been a disappointment. Could be a number of different factors, but yeah, I'm really, really disappointed in them.